Hello, and welcome to Two Tickets, Please. I'm your host, Jason Karras, and with me today I have an exciting guest. Her name's Jessica Lynn Peterson. She's with us today from YellowTree Theater over in Osseo, Minnesota. Thank you, welcome here today. Thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate your time.
Absolutely.
I'm excited that you could be here today. Let's just open it up with a few questions really quickly. Just your brief history of the theater. Theater with the R-E, not the E-R kind. What is your history? How did you first come to be in the theater?
Well, I played Annie in Little Orphan Annie when I was 12.
Wow.
Hermantown Community Theater up in Duluth. You may have heard of it.
I've heard of Hermantown, yeah. I have relatives up there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, small town.
Oh, well, I was in a production of Annie. I think I was the tallest Annie they'd ever seen.
Awesome.
But I had the red hair already, so it worked out pretty well.
Good.
And that was it for me. I was bit by the theater bug, and musicals especially, I've been singing my whole life.
Oh,
so,
wow. Good for you.
Yes, I've always been very passionate about theater.
So you're triple threat. You can sing, dance, and act?
No, I would call myself a doubler.
Double threat?
I don't really dance that much.
Okay.
Any casting directors that are watching, I mean, of course I dance.
Dance, yes.
But I wouldn't call myself a
Triple
dancer.
threat, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. When did you first realize this is definitely the life for me? This is what I want to pursue. This is what I want to be when I grow up?
I don't know if I've still even realized that fully, but you know, I think once I got to college, I was an English major actually, and I could never decide between an English major and a theater major, so I ended up doing both.
Double majoring then?
Yeah, I was a double major, and
Wow.
I love writing and I love reading, and then I love acting and the theater world. So I think I always wanted to try to do something that incorporated both things in my life, and I didn't know what that quite was. After college, my husband and I met in college in the theater program.
Great.
And we decided to move to New York together after college to pursue being professional actors. And I'm also a playwright, so I was pursuing that in New York as well. And you know, New York is a whole other ball game. A lot of concrete, and I love the city. I love the energy. But it was a lot of waiting in lines, waking up at 4 a.m. and standing around the block with a bunch of other girls who looked just like me and could actually dance. You know, after a few years of that, I was ready to pursue it on a different scale. My husband got some success with television out there, but we're from Minnesota and we missed the green. And we had a baby out in New York and decided.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, he's 8 now.
Okay, what's his name?
His name is Weston.
Weston, oh, that's a cool name.
So we had him out in Brooklyn, and then we decided, you know, we don't want to raise our family here. So that's when we made the decision to come back and start our own theater.
Wow, good for you.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school, may I ask?
So I went to the University of Minnesota here in the Twin Cities for 2 years, and then I transferred up to UMD in Duluth.
Oh,
I'm from Duluth.
Okay, my sister went there.
Oh,
she
great.
Graduated in psychology, business psychology, and then minored in French.
Oh, cool.
So then she spent part of her time in France, South France.
Lovely.
But she loved UMD.
Oh, yeah, it's a great school, and they have a great theater program there.
Theater program, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, they have a great BFA program, which I went through that program. And of course, when I was at the U down here, they did not have a BFA program, but then now they have an amazing BFA program that's affiliated with the Guthrie. So.
Can you just describe our BFA for viewers?
Sorry. So a BFA is a Bachelor of Fine Arts.
Yeah, just want to make sure.
So you can focus your studies on, you know, dance, acting, or musical theater.
Musical theater.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how long were you in New York for, did you say?
So we were there for 3 years.
3 years, okay.
Yeah, and then we had our baby. And I was walking up and down the subway stairs with a stroller, and it wasn't such a great, it just wasn't for me.
Right, like, this is not where I want to.
None of our friends had kids.
Start with a family.
We had no family to help us babysit.
Right.
And we just realized, you know, we love the energy and the possibility here, but yeah, ultimately we just didn't want to raise our family there.
So I lived in LA for 9 years, 10 years, and something's always going on. Just like what you said, I always describe to people, friends and family, I feel like a guppy in the ocean over, whereas in Minnesota, I'm a walleye in a lake.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit bigger fish in a smaller venue
than
a tiny little tadpole.
Though,
right, exactly.
You'd be endangered.
No eyes. No eye in Lake Mille Lacs. I've heard of that. Oh, man. Don't get my dad started on that. Did you have a strong support structure growing up? Like, who are your role models and who was good, strong?
You know, I definitely, my grandma was,
Cool.
she taught me how to sing, and
Wow.
I was in a lot of, you know, school plays and things like that. I think my parents would have preferred me to pursue a little more substantial of a career.
Okay, right.
But I think now they've made peace with it.
Good.
You know, once we announced that we were starting our own theater, you know, I think they were just like, okay, whatever. At that point, they just kind of roll their eyes. But
Right.
they've been here plenty of times and seen what we've been doing. I think they're on board now.
On board. Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I'm going to segue into the history of the YellowTree Theater now.
Yeah.
How did that come to be?
Yes.
Over in
So we, like I said, my husband and I, it's a joint effort between the two of us.
Okay.
We both are the founders. My husband, Jason, is the artistic director,
Okay.
and I'm the associate artistic director, which
Associate.
does not mean that I'm his assistant.
Right.
It means that we make major artistic decisions collectively.
Even, yes, side by side. Cool.
And so we knew we wanted to start a theater in this area. My husband's from Champlin.
Oh, okay.
He went to Champlin Park High School.
Okay. Good area.
But yeah, it's a great area, and we just felt like there was an absence of professional theater in the Northwest Metro.
Yep.
There's some great community theaters. There's Lyric Arts really close by, which is a wonderful theater. And then there's Stages and Hopkins, which is more for children.
Okay.
But there really wasn't anything professional in this area, and that's kind of what we saw the need there.
Right.
We looked at Maple Grove, and it was pretty expensive.
Okay.
And we just fell in love with the idea of being in Osseo because we love the small town feel.
It is, yeah.
We love walking into the Legion and knowing people. I'm from West Duluth, so it just really feels like where I'm from there. The trees are bigger.
Like Cheers.
Yeah, it's just,
Norm.
I love the small town feel, but it's also close enough to the bigger sort of metropolis of the Twin Cities that we can access talent from the Twin Cities.
Okay.
And, you know, many of our season ticket holders are from all over the Twin Cities.
Sure.
So we found a space in Osseo. It was an old warehouse, furniture warehouse that hadn't been used for 9 years. It was just a huge white warehouse. And we were like, okay, let's start building. So we built, you know, like the bathrooms and the risers and a box office and a lobby. And
Did you have to gut it first? Or?
no, we didn't have to gut it. It was
No.
pretty much a wide open canvas.
Oh.
We just basically had to paint the ceilings and, you know, we started from there and then hung curtains, and it's a funky little space.
Cool.
We have like a cafe sort of an area, which was part of our vision too when we started, was we wanted not just a theater, but to create an artistic venue.
Okay.
Where people can come and gather, almost like a church sort of a feeling, where you come and we have a lot of potlucks, we have a lot of community gatherings there, people rent it out for anniversaries, and
Oh, cool.
people will rent the whole theater out for a night.
Wow.
But our lobby it's much bigger than a normal theater lobby because
Okay.
we wanted to just create that welcoming vibe for
Do you get
people.
grad parties in there then?
Oh
or
yeah, like
it's some-
a lot of stuff, and it's also another avenue of revenue for us, so that
Sure.
we can make some more money
Right.
when we're not in operation.
Right.
So we started
Smart.
in Osseo, and the city of Osseo was very supportive, and I think the community is really excited to have us there.
Okay.
You know, and it's worked out really well for us, being, you know, kind of the only professional theater in that immediate area.
Where are you located again one more time? Just...
We're in Osseo, which right off County Road 81.
Okay.
Right by the Marathon gas station, which
Okay.
is what we tell everybody, which
Marathon.
I'm sure the folks at Marathon love us
Love
to
that.
say
Yeah,
that.
definitely.
Shop there, have good candy bars.
Okay.
So yeah, and I think, you know, we could have easily started up in Minneapolis or St. Paul, but there's so much professional theater there already.
Okay.
So
Oversaturated kind of market?
Yeah,
a
I
little
mean,
bit?
it just would have been a lot harder to get our start. And we also started in 2008, which,
okay.
as we all know, was a really bad year to start
Horrible.
a business.
Yeah.
However, I think the entertainment industry did not suffer as much as other industries.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that, you know, we were a little naive in the business sense. We didn't quite know what we were getting into, which was probably a good thing for us.
Otherwise,
Yeah, I think the Theater de la Jeune Lune closed the same year that we opened, which
Oh,
was
wow.
kind of a bad omen for us. But
I do remember that name. That was a pretty big,
yeah, it
prominent
was
theater.
really unfortunate. But it's now our 8th season, and we're
Good for
going
you.
strong. We've grown considerably since we first started.
Good for you.
We started off with like 80 subscribers, and now we have over 1,000
Holy cow.
Yeah, and
Okay.
we've sold, last year's season sold at 94% capacity, which is huge.
Excellent,
and
yeah.
So
How big is the theater? How many seats does it hold?
it's 120 seats.
120 seats, okay.
Yeah,
Good.
yeah, and it's a funky little space. It's
Is it like a rake stage, or is it?
we just have our stage on the floor, and then
Okay.
we build up a set. You know, sometimes we have a set that's built up off the floor, depending on the show.
Okay.
But it's a thrust theater, so there's, you know, the actors can turn this way and this way. So it's a very small, intimate space, which is
Okay.
really cool because the audience gets really up close to the
Right,
actors.
right.
You know, and I think that our
They
audience
feel
really
part of
loves
it.
that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I remember just being an audience member myself. I'd played certain plays like that. And you
Yeah.
just feel, whoa.
Yeah.
part
Sometimes
of
we're
it.
a little too close,
Are
like
you? Yeah.
tripping on them, and
Oh,
I'm
no.
sure some of our subscribers will tell you that they feel like they're in the play when
Wow.
they're sitting in the front row.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
fun.
think that so much theater has been so commercialized, you know, and sometimes I see a play and I'm so far away that it's like I might as well just be watching it on TV.
On TV, right.
So I think that the intimacy is something that we love at YellowTree.
I agree. That's awesome. That's a good
Yeah.
way to put it.
Yeah.
What shows have you done in the past, or what are you doing right now? And
Yeah, so yeah, at YellowTree we do a lot of new plays.
Okay.
I'm a playwright, and we started
Excellent.
off our first season with a new play that I had written called String, which was a romantic comedy.
Okay.
I actually wrote it for my husband. It's sort of a love story.
Okay.
So we started off with that, and that was what kind of inspired us to really focus on new work right away. But we do mostly contemporary American plays, and we do musicals as well.
Okay.
We've been doing more musicals as our budget has been growing, just because musicals
Great.
are more expensive. But
Sure.
right now, we opened our season with an Irish drama by Brian Friel called Dancing at Lunasa. And now we are just about to open an original holiday comedy called A Hunting Shack Christmas,
Okay.
which I wrote.
I was going to ask. You wrote
Yes,
that, right?
I
Okay.
write our Christmas play every year.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it's I grew up going
Good
to a
for you.
hunting shack, so I had a lot of material to
This is
draw
your
from.
background, yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
So any deer hunters out there, or you know, deer hunting widows as we call them, out
Right.
there will love the show. A lot of deer hunterisms in it.
So it's going at the same time, obviously, as deer hunting. So
Yeah,
the
deer
family
hunting
and the
opens-
wives can come and see the show.
Yep,
Cool.
yep. And we run from November 13th to December 27th.
Okay.
So there's 51 shows.
Wow.
This is the biggest run we've ever had. Last year we did the same show. It was our first time doing it, and we sold out before we even opened.
Oh.
So a lot of people were disappointed that they didn't get to see it. So
Okay.
this year we're adding
Extended shows.
Yep, we've added Tuesday nights, we've added Wednesday matinees, we've added Saturday matinees. So
Good.
we're giving our actors a really good workout.
It's on the rise. That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
That's an awesome thing.
Yeah, we're kind of busting at the seams.
Good. Good for you. That's excellent. It's a good thing to hear. So what did the theater open to the public with? What show? Was it a success? How was it a learning experience
Yeah,
for you
so
guys?
like I mentioned, our first play we did was, well, we had kind of a soft opening with a series of one-act plays.
Oh, okay.
So we did that, and then our big opening was with a play I wrote called String, which was a romantic comedy
Okay.
that my husband and I starred in, which was really, really exciting to be in our inaugural production
Right.
together.
Definitely.
And then it was kind of a fun story. So we were going to do a Christmas show called Jacob Marley's Christmas Carol.
Oh, neat.
And my husband was going to be in it. And right before we started rehearsals, we got a call from the publishing company, and they said, "We're so sorry, we shouldn't have given you the rights. There's a theater in St. Paul that's doing the same show, and
Oh,
they have
wow.
exclusive rights, so you're not going to be able to do the
Oh,
show."
wow.
So it was our first season, our first Christmas show. We were devastated,
Yeah.
and we just didn't know what to do.
How much notice did they give you before?
We had, I think we had 1 week before we were starting rehearsals. So we
geez.
really had like 3 or 4 weeks to come up with a new play.
New play. Okay.
So I wrote one, and
Good
it
for
was
you.
called Miracle on Christmas Lake.
Okay.
And it ended up being a huge success.
Wow. Good.
And it probably was the best mistake that ever happened to
Right.
us. So since then, I've been writing. I wrote the sequel to that one, and then A Hunting Shack Christmas.
Everything happens for a reason.
It does,
Right?
and it was a
fell into
gorgeous
place.
mistake. And the
Cool.
artistic director of Park Square Theater always jokes and says, "See, aren't you glad I did that?" We're like, "Thank you so much."
Where is Park Square Theater? I've
It's
heard of
in
that too.
St. It's in
That is
St.
St. Paul.
Paul.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, so we were very glad that happened. But during that time, we had a little baby at home. We were squatting in a rental house that my in-laws owned because we couldn't afford, rent. And
Right.
A mess.
Oh,
but
man. But it all worked out.
It all worked out.
In the end.
We pulled all of our actor friends together from college who are brilliant actors.
Oh,
and
cool.
We really, really.
Like a family.
It was.
Yeah.
It really started off as, you know, sort of a family feeling. We had a lot of actors that we went to college with
Okay.
who were living in New York at the time that ended up coming back to basically help us start the theater.
Oh, wow.
And now that some of them are off doing other big things, and but yeah.
Keep in touch with them then too?
Oh yeah. One of them is just opening The Wizard of Oz at the Children's Theater this week. She's playing the Wicked Witch.
Awesome.
Yeah, her
That's
name
a
is
great
Mary
venue.
Fox. Yeah.
And my family has season tickets to that place.
Oh, great.
So,
yeah, it's really fun.
It is. They do fun shows there. Cool. Let me look here quickly. So it was 2008. You said that it opened.
Yes.
So what month was?
So
like,
we opened February
of 2008.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
The string of one acts. Describe in detail what it was like for you. Your opening show, your dreams were finally realized. Were you like on cloud nine? Were you just like
I
elated?
was on cloud nine, but being an actor and and I was an actor in the show. I was also the playwright, and I was also the producer.
Wow. Your plate was full.
Yeah, it was. That
Holy
was the
cow.
first time that I really fully experienced what that was like. So that it's a lot more pressure because you're not just like, I'm gonna step onto stage.
Yeah.
It's like, who's here? How many tickets have we sold? And you know, it was our first year, so the
Right.
seats weren't that full.
Right.
Sometimes there was only 20 people in the audience, and we felt a little devastated because here we are doing this thing that we're so passionate about and all this money that's gone into starting a theater. But you know, it takes time and patience.
For sure, to build up.
Yeah, and word of mouth has been our biggest form of marketing. You know, we
Great.
don't spend a lot of money on marketing because we're a little more grassroots than I think a normal theater company. But now, like I said, we enjoy full houses on a regular basis.
Awesome.
So
That's great.
yeah, so that was pretty exciting.
I think we're going to go to a commercial break right now.
Oh, great.
We're going to go check out some PSAs, and we'll come back and discuss more about the YellowTree Theater and what's coming up for you down the road.
Great.
All right. Yeah, thank you. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Two Tickets, Please. My guest today is Jessica Lynn Peterson from YellowTree Theater, and we're gonna get right back into the interview. So say I wanted to open up my own very own theater in the North Metro area of the Twin Cities market. What are the first couple steps I need to take?
Well, first you gotta find yourself some money.
Okay, great.
And if you're an artist, you know, it's always a little tricky, you know, securing a loan. But,
Okay.
you know, you have to have some startup money. So hopefully you have some rich family or friends or, you know someone as a loan officer at a bank that'll be nice to you.
Right.
And, you know, it just depends. Like some people don't want their own theater space. Some people want to just kind of rent different theaters throughout different areas. We had a specific vision to have our own theater space that was operating year round.
Okay.
So the first thing that we did was scout spaces. And so, you know, thankfully we found this great space in Osseo that works really well for us in the, you know, the location that we want.
Okay.
And you know, money is a big factor as far as like where you open up as well. Like if you're in Maple Grove, things might be a little more expensive.
Okay.
So, you know, there's a lot of different variables there.
Did you start Googling buildings or cities, or did you start
We started going to
driving?
the Osseo Business Association meetings and meeting with people that owned the local commercial real estate.
Cool. Okay.
And you know,
Smart.
just started networking.
Yeah.
That's a big part of what
That's
we do.
smart.
There's a lot there, you know, there's some great grant money out there.
Okay.
It's difficult to get grant money if you don't have existing programming. So, you know, it might take you a little while to get that state or federal funding.
Okay.
We've been really fortunate in that we've gotten a lot of funding through an organization called MRAC, the Metropolitan Regional Arts Council.
Okay.
They give out the legacy funding money to arts organizations all over this area. They're actually statewide.
Okay. So it's kind of like a catch-22.
Yep.
You need to be developed to get the money, but
Yes,
to get
but
started.
you need money to get started.
Developed. Yeah.
Yes.
Holy cow.
It is. So that's, you know, that's not easy, but you know, if you have a really strong passion and desire, you can definitely make it work. Now, my husband and I did not have any prior business or producing experience.
Okay.
I would never have told anyone that
My
when we
next
first
question.
started.
My next question. Okay.
But I'm telling you now.
Okay.
If you have a problem with it, you can talk to my boss,
Cool.
which is me.
That was my next question. So you don't really need a background. You don't need a producer certificate, media certificate.
I
or
think
a-
that it would be helpful,
Helpful.
but as an entrepreneur, I don't think that you need any sort of piece of paper. to tell you that's the beauty of starting your own business.
Okay.
Is that you don't have to, you call the shots.
Right.
I think that we were smart enough, my husband and I say we, it's really been a partnership throughout the whole process. My husband's family, they're all entrepreneurs. My father-in-law owns a construction or a building company.
Okay.
My mother-in-law is a real estate broker. They've always had their own businesses. I came from more of a working class family, so this is all very new to me when I started. I remember we first bought a refrigerator for the concession area, and I was like, it's how much money? It's so much money.
So much money.
I didn't want the refrigerator. Like, can we just get a cooler?
Some ice. We'll send out ice boy.
But you know, the refrigerator still works well for us.
Okay, good.
But you know, patience and networking in the community is huge.
And you don't realize how much things cost until you start actually going to. When you
Oh
need them
yeah.
yeah. So that's just crazy too.
And also, if you want to start your own company, you have to have a specific vision for what type of theater you want to do.
Right.
Jason and I always we knew that we wanted YellowTree to be a professional theater, which means that we are an equity house.
Oh, okay.
So we have an agreement with Actors Equity Association.
Sure.
That means we have to hire a certain amount of equity actors for each production. And, you know, and it really just kind of elevates the quality of what we're doing to a different level. We pay all of our actors.
My next question.
We pay all of our actors, which, you know, it's hard to do that, and there's a lot of theater companies in town in the Twin Cities that can't afford to pay their actors.
Okay.
You know, it's a lot of money, but it's really important to us that our actors have a sense of economic dignity.
Cool.
And I think a lot of companies, you know, can take advantage of an actor because they are so passionate about what they do, and they'll sacrifice so much to be in a show. But at the end of the day, they need some cash, you know.
They need to eat.
They need to pay the rent. They need to pay for gas money. So. That's important to us, and we're still working after, you know, we've been around for 7.5 years. We're still working to increase that every year.
Okay.
So that's important to us.
Good for you.
We've gotten funding from the McKnight Foundation, which is a wonderful Minnesota-based foundation.
I've heard of them, yeah.
And they have been so supportive of us, and they're really interested in professional opportunities for actors and for artists. So that has been a good match for us.
Excellent.
And then we get money from the Minnesota State Arts Board, which that was new for us last year. So
first one for last year.
Yeah,
that's
and
exciting.
that's a very big grant for us. So
cool.
That
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So after 7 years of programming, we're finally able to show some of these organizations that we have a history of programming and that we're here to stay.
Good for you. That's excellent. That's gotta make you feel good that your roots are getting stronger and stronger, and you're getting taller and taller.
Well, to have that belief from these big organizations, it gives us a lot of confidence moving forward.
Good for you. That's excellent. What are the two main differences for you between producing a live theatrical show and writing and pitching a script for a live theatrical show?
Well, those are two very different things. Producing a show, it's a lot of administrative work. It's a lot of wrangling people. You have to get technical director, you have to get, sound designer, set designers, costume designer, not to mention the actors. Marketing, there's just so much that goes into producing a show that people don't understand when they buy their ticket. It's like, they just don't quite understand all of the costs involved and all the energy involved. But pitching a script is something that I haven't done in a long time because I can, I have my own theater where I can thankfully I pitch it to my husband and I'm like, you better do this.
How neat is that?
Just kidding, I don't do it.
No, I know, but how cool is that to write something and know that people are going to see it?
It's a really big, big dream. And as a playwright,
that's huge.
We wanted to create an artistic home for ourselves as artists, as well as producers. So we don't do only my plays. I'm not that prolific, but I wouldn't subject that to anyone, anyone to that. But
Jessica Lynn.
Yeah, I do it when I have it. It takes me about 1.5 years to write a play, so I have to space
that's a good chunk of time. Where do you write? Where's your passion to write? Do you go to the beach? Do you go outside? Do you go? Do you have like a routine?
Well, I have 2 kids at home, so I stayed at home with them for 8 years, as well as doing the theater.
You have a boy and
2 boys.
2 boys.
Yeah, they're 6 and 8.
Okay.
And so I wrote a lot at home.
Oh, okay.
While they ran around and banged me in the face with lightsabers and Nerf guns.
And nap time, you had
nap time never really existed in my
happened?
house.
Okay.
Just for me.
Dang it.
Not my kids.
Just for you.
So I write at home.
Okay.
Coffee shops now. My kids are in school and.
So coffee shops now.
Easier,
Cool.
Yeah.
Do you on laptop? Do you use? Okay.
Yeah.
Just type away. Good for you.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
What has been the most challenging show to produce, get up on stage, and be a success, or not so much of a success?
Yeah.
In your 7 or 8 years.
I would say that last year we did a musical called Next to Normal,
Okay.
which is a Pulitzer Prize-winning musical about a woman who is suffering from depression and bipolar disorder.
Oh, wow.
It's not what you would typically think of as a musical. It's very heavy material, and it's about this family trying to stay together. Her daughter is kind of falling through the cracks. And she experiences a really bad loss. She loses a child, and so it kind of makes her catapult into this world of mental illness.
Wow.
And it was something that we were a little nervous about producing. We didn't know how our audience would react to it.
General public, yeah.
But they really responded positively to it. And on a producing scale, it was the biggest show we've ever done. We had to knock a hole in the back of our theater wall. To make room for the pit, for the orchestra. And so the orchestra was kind of in the green room, and it was kind of
How many
crazy.
member orchestra was there?
I think we have 5 or 6.
Cool. Strings and horns?
Oh, yeah. We didn't have any horns, but we
horns,
had
but
strings
strings.
and a piano. And
Good for you.
so that was a huge undertaking, and
Okay.
it's very expensive. But it was really, really rewarding. We had a lot of positive response from the community, people suffering from mental illness or knowing people that suffer from depression who thanked us for doing something so risky.
Wow.
And I think a lot of people, because we're in Osseo, I think that some people expect us to be more of a community theater with the material that we choose, but we do kind of live on the edge a little bit.
You hit the notes for.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we try to push the boundaries a little bit.
Social needs. Good for you. Well, thank you very much for coming today. I really
Yeah.
appreciate your time. It's been a
Absolutely.
really nice time talking to you
Yeah,
today.
and hopefully you'll catch a Hunting Shack Christmas, which
Yeah.
opens on November 13th.
I'm definitely coming. Yep, I'm
Yeah.
definitely going to come check it out.
Yeah, it's not for vegetarians.
Oh.
So,
okay.
it's just, it's about hunting.
It's hunting, right. Don't, just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Just making sure you don't offend anybody.
No. Vegetarians are still welcome.
I'm like, how do you know? I'm a pescatarian. I eat fish, but I don't eat. I'm myself. I'm not completely vegetarian.
Okay.
So I thought you were making a joke. I'm like, how did you know I was vegetarian?
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
But,
you didn't know.
I didn't know that.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I'm excited about checking it out.
Yeah.
Definitely. We're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Traffic! Stupid morons! Oh, gross! Bella, Snowball! Which one of you did this?
Oh my gosh, all the way through the padding, you guys. Do you know how expensive this is gonna be? Where are you?
Bella? Snowball?
Where are you guys? Come here. Naughty girls. Bad dogs. There you are. Which one of you did that? Naughty girl.
It's been a pleasure speaking with my talented guest today, Jessica Lynn Peterson, playwright and co-founder of the YellowTree Theater. They are located at 320 Fifth Avenue, Southeast, Osseo, Minnesota, 55369. Coming up next at YellowTree Theater is a funny new satirical comedy, Clybourne Park, written by Bruce Norris. You can purchase tickets now for this and other exciting productions by contacting the box office directly
at 763-493-8733 or online at boxoffice@yellowtreetheater.com. Again, that's boxoffice@yellowtreetheater.com, spelled with an R-E at the end, not E-R. I've been your host, Jason Karras, for 2 Tickets Please on QCTV. Thanks for watching.
Meanwhile, the music's going on. There's a guitar player, a keyboard player, and a harmonium player, and they're all chanting. And I'm talking into her ear. And so I started toning in different places in the body, and she eventually started pointing to all